Hello, hello, how goes it? My name is Amby and you're watching Ambysco, and welcome to the fourth episode of my Skyfactory 3 series here. Today we are going to be building up a animal spawning area as well as moving into getting a Tinker's Construct smeltery for ore doubling and for allowing us to get metal based tools. I did a little bit of farming off camera to get some more leaves and to get a lot of dirt so that we would have a spawning platform for those animals. So let's get going. We're just going to build a bridge out, I believe 25 blocks away is how far we're supposed to be. So we'll count it out as we go. Let me see what the position is right here. This is at X168 Z231 and we're going in the Z direction. So 25 blocks out. We'll just take it all the way to Z200. We'll go 31 blocks all the way out there. We'll make a bridge. I'm going to widen this up, put a little bit of railing on it. That's why I've got all these fences. And we'll get animals spawning. We're going to light it up. I got a bunch of torches ready because we don't want mobs to be spawning there. And we'll build a mob spawning room relatively close to it as well, just a little bit of a ways off so that we can get mobs. Eventually, we're going to need a proper mob grinder, but that might be a couple episodes out. Here we are, we're about 30 blocks away, and I'll just chop off 3-4 blocks. That's fine. We'll go all the way back, get this expanded, one more block out, and then I'm also going to add a cobblestone railing here with fences on top. That way we are protected from falling off and from mob spawns. I could also drop it down a block. Let me go back and grab some climbing rope. We'll see what it looks like dropped one block down. I've just got to get a full block here and just get on the rope. There we go. So that is down enough that I think I can, yeah, that'll be the right block to place the cobble on. And I got to break this climbing rope so that we can go there and put a fence. Oh, that was weird. Put a fence on top, but we can walk on this fence, can't we? Oh, no. Ooh. We can't as long as there isn't a solid block next to it. So that's fine. We can go like that, and then it's significantly shorter, although I don't think it looks as nice. I think it looks a little bit odd because it'll have kind of a gap there. We'll stick with this for now, this kind of lifted setup. I feel like that looks a little bit better. And I will be right back as soon as I've expanded that out all the way to the end. Alright, so I've expanded the bridge all the way out to the end, and I added torches along the way. They kind of a little bit ugly, but we need to have some lighting. It's very dark in this base right now, and I'd like to be able to see something. I'm going to grab some stairs to finish off the bridge because it's going to step up to a platform level with the cobblestone here that we need to turn into grass. So let me grab just a little bit of wood to turn into stairs. And I don't need very many. I think I only need 2 stairs, so that's fine. And we'll just go all the way out here. And I think I want the stairs... So I want the stairs to be placed at the same height as that, but I want them to be going that way. So I think I need to expand. I might be able to place it from here. Yeah, there we go. And from there, it's going to go to dirt. And we're going to make a big dirt platform. And I'm going to surround it with cobblestone and fences. And we'll take that dirt, and I'm actually going to put some grass seeds on it right now. That way it'll start expanding while I'm building it out. And I've got 3 more grass seeds. That way we can speed up that process. So I'm going to take this platform and start building it out. I'm going to use most of this dirt here, but I am going to save a half stack so that we can get a little farm going. So let's go run back, throw that half stack away, and then expand this platform out. I'm starting to run out of food. I think I've only got a couple apples left, so I've got 9 in my inventory, and yeah, 11 there. So we do need to get a little bit of farming going with the seeds we have. So let's just chuck that half stack of dirt in there. And I don't know if we'll build the farm this episode. I don't think we've got enough time, but I might do it off camera. You guys don't need to watch me till grass. It's not a very interesting process. So we'll just start by building this platform out even, because I didn't do the math to figure out how much dirt we can use. I'm going to make it longer than it is wide, I think. We'll go that way, because we might expand out in either direction to get that mob farm. So I don't want to take up too much space and make us expand the bridge too far. So this is 6 blocks wide right now, and we've got 64 plus 46 dirt left. I think we'll go like 2 blocks wider maybe, or we'll go to 10 blocks wide total. I feel like that's a good width, and it'll make it so that we're not gonna feel too like it's too skinny or anything. That might make it feel a little bit lopsided, because I think we've got enough. 2 stacks of dirt is enough for an 8x16 platform, and that's a little bit too like narrow, so we'll just expand it out. Okay, so platform pretty much expanded, except for I'm gonna steal 2 of that dirt we have left over just to finish in the end. I don't think well, like I said, I didn't measure out the exact amount or calculate the exact size of the platform. Oh, and we have a little bit of dirt left over in a different chest, so you know, it's not going to dig into our expected stores. We'll just surround that with a little bit of cobble and drop our last 2 grass seeds down. I do have 4 more grass seeds in that seed chest, but I want to save those just in case. And the grass has already started expanding in just this short period of time, which is going to be good. We'll get some passive animals spawned, and we can start doing things like resource chickens, which are fun. So let's get this finished up. Just throw the walls on it. And before I do that, I'll just drop the last 2 seeds of grass. And we'll do something else while we're waiting for these animals to spawn in, and that something else is going to be creating a Tinker's Construct smeltery and some better tools, which will be very nice, because while the options we have now aren't terrible, like flint and obsidian tools are much better than the vanilla tools we have access to right now, even better than, at least in some sense, better than diamond tools. Like this tool has auto-repaired itself, and I also found out what the Durate modifier meant on the obsidian, and it wasn't that it would randomly like snap in half, but it's got a weird durability modifier where 10% of the time it uses twice as much durability, and 40% of the time it uses no durability at all, which just ends up working out to like a 20% chance of it not using any durability when you average it out. So it's pretty good. It's definitely not a negative modifier. I know some of the modifiers are positive in very limited ways, to say the least, and that's not ideal. So we're going to need a smeltery now, and I think to get the smeltery and you book, which is the Tinker's Construct book, that will explain how to do smeltery stuff. There should be a way to get the book. Let's check the at Tinker's. Oops, can't spell today. At Tinker's, like that, and there should be a book somewhere in here that explains that. I'm not seeing the book, but I know Tinker's Construct has books because we've used the other book. Give me one sec. It turns out that Tinker's Construct only has materials in you, I guess, in this version. I thought it held the smeltery book, but I guess not. I don't see it anywhere, and let's check materials in you to see if it's got smeltery information in it. Well, oh, there it is. So if I go back to the base page, oh, so in this version it does have the smeltery information built into the original book, just this one version. So this is what a smeltery looks like. Whoa, that's a little spinny there. Oh, and there's crafting instructions. Man, I don't know how to control this book. But the basics are we're going to need a lot of these smeltery bricks, which means I need to get a lot of sand and gravel and clay and to make grout, I believe, for smeltery bricks. So it's called seared bricks is what it's called. And to get seared bricks, you either need a smeltery to get these seared stone from just melting down cobblestone, I think. Or, yeah, melting down cobblestone or stone or whatever. Or you need grout, which is annoying to make, but I will time lapse in some footage of me getting a ton of cobblestone to break down into all of this stuff. I know last time it was pretty tall, but like this time it's twice as tall, and I feel like I'm in space. Like this feels a little bit like Galacticraft. Well, back down we go. So I may or may not have forgotten to light up that platform down there, and I see some spiders. So I'm gonna block it off. We're gonna have to get a sword. Well, that was very short sighted, especially because they could definitely knock me off our main platform. But the grass is almost grown, so that's the upside to that. The sky in this pack is really trippy, and I don't think I've fully noticed it before. Like, I've seen the planets and everything, but these wavy lines, I like those. Those are kind of cool. I wonder, like, if there's different skyboxes for this pack because I feel like it looks different every time I look at it, but maybe I'm just crazy. I missed one. I don't know how I missed one, but we've got we got 9 stacks or 18 stacks of gravel now. 18 stacks, and we've got to convert that into some sand and some clay. But the question is, what proportion did I need? So if I go check grout, the grout proportions is 4 and 4 and 1. So I need a quarter as much of the dust as I do gravel and sand. All right, so I've gathered up all 8 stacks of gravel, sand, and clay, and now we're going to have 2 stacks of grout, which is a lot of grout and a lot of blocks, but you can pretty much never have enough of these Tinker's Construct smeltery blocks because you will almost definitely fill up your smeltery. And these also don't make the full amount. They're not going to make me the full 18 stacks. They're only going to make me 16 stacks. And we'll probably never have to make these again, which is the best thing that could ever happen to this series because these are a pain, especially like until I have some kind of automation for them. And the spiders should be friendly now, or despawned if we're lucky. Yeah, they despawned, or at least they might have despawned because there were dead skeletons here. I don't know what happened. So before I make a furnace, let's light that up because I do not want to get knocked off the edge by a zombie while I am AFKing or anything of that sort. It would be very, very unfortunate for that to happen. But I don't know where my torches went. Here we go. I thought I made more than just a stack, but I might be wrong. So let's get these torches down. And I don't really know how many torches I need. I think... Let me see what the key is. I gotta go look up what the key is so that we can check. Alright, so the key is F7 if you have it at default, and the red spots will show you where it is currently dark enough to spawn mobs, and the yellow spots will show you where it would be dark enough to spawn mobs if it were nighttime. So I will just get torches there, that way they're kind of symmetrical, and now there are no yellow spots in this area, so no hostile mobs can spawn at night. Or during the day, because I guess technically they can spawn during the day if you have a spot like that. But if you see on the base, the only spot that I've got left where hostile mobs could spawn at night is Ooh, on top of these Tinker's Construct benches, so that means that one of them gets a torch, the center one there. Oh, that's kind of weird, it's floating. Well, I guess we have a magic torch. And the last place is over by the tree farm, so let me drop a slab, and that should be managed. Just like you can't place a torch on top of a half slab, so we have to fix it like that. So we're all good. And then things like this out here, this would be dark enough. Like if I place a slab, it's dark enough, but they can't spawn on any blocks that are bottom half slabs. They also can't spawn on these half slabs. It thinks they can because these sieves are like transparent blocks or whatever, but they won't be able to spawn down there because there's a block on top of it. It just should be hidden, but it's because of the mods. Alright, so let's get a furnace real quick, a couple furnaces, because one is going to be really slow. And let me just grab some cobble from this chest here. We'll get like 4 furnaces going. That's 8, but we're only going to put 4 of them down. Let's drop 4 half slabs on them. There we go, that way nothing spawns. I probably could have just put a torch there, but it's too late now. We'll smelt a stack of grout in every one of these furnaces because we can, and I think we only need 8 charcoal per furnace to smelt up a stack of stuff in them. So it just hit me that these grout blocks only smelt down to a single seared brick, so even though we got 16 of them, we'll only have 4 stacks of seared bricks at the end, so it really isn't as much as I thought it was. We might sadly have to create and smelt more grout later, although we can always do it the slightly slower but much easier way of just dumping a bunch of cobblestone in the smeltery and then pouring it out into blocks. Alright, so the grout has finished. I've gotten all of what I was going to smelt right now. There's a little bit left in my inventory, as you can see, a few stacks left. But we'll let those smelt in the background. We've got plenty to work with for now. I just need to grab a little bit of this charcoal and put it in these furnaces so that they will finish off without pausing. And I'm on my last stack of apples, so we might be needing charcoal to start smelting down silkworms to eat because we are out of food, which is very, very unfortunate. But for now, our focus is a smeltery, so let's build one. I've got all of these seared bricks. We're going to make I think I can make 2 stacks of seared brick blocks with this. I'm going to make 1.5 for now, though. I don't think we're going to need the full 2 just yet. So we've got 2 or 1.5 stacks of seared brick blocks, and we're going to need certain things like a couple of these casting basins. I'm going to make 3 of those. We'll make, I think, 3 of these tables, these casting tables. We'll take some of these channels. These are used, or these aren't channels, these are faucets, and they are used to pour liquids out into these various containers here. And I'll make a couple extra of those because it's always good to have a few because I tend to lose them when I break them for automation stuff. And I think the only things we need left are tanks and controllers and maybe some smeltery glass. So we'll go to Tinker's and we'll check for the Tinker's smeltery stuff, which is over here. We just need the smeltery controller, which is this one here. What is this? Seared furnace controller. Oh, those are like the tiny smelteries. I don't think those are particularly useful for us. I forget how they work, but we need a full-size one, so that's fine. So we'll just take one of those because we only need one, and a seared tank. Need a little bit of glass. Let's get a bit of sand. Do we have any gravel stored up? No, we don't. So we'll just take a little bit of this and compress it up. And grab, oh, I've already got a compressed hammer, so that's good. And you'll get to see the full process of breaking these down. You got to see lots of time lapses and little clips of it. It's really, really boring and it takes forever. And it's just like you constantly have to do it until we've got power to power auto hammers to do it for us. But we're going to get there soon. We're not too far away from having auto hammers, so we won't have to sit here and deal with manually breaking these down over and over again for the rest of the season. It'll be pretty quick for us to get to that point. We just have to get through all of the other parts of the pack that lead up to it, because I don't want to skip too much and do too much off camera. I'd like this series to last for quite a while and give us a good amount of enjoyment. So I'm going to go and just smelt 16 of this sand and save the rest of it in a chest that I will probably forget it's there, but that's okay. We've got glass now, so we can go ahead and make some smeltery tanks. I'm going to just make the 4 that we have the glass for. And we'll make smeltery glass at some point, but just not yet because it's not super necessary. And I want to get this episode finished. I have been recording for like 3 or 4 hours now, just doing all different stuff and getting this farming done and editing at the same time so that I can get this episode out today. So let's get this done. Let me grab our mattock and we can start building up a smeltery. We're going to build it over here in this corner because the tinker's stuff is here and it's an open space. And we will just build it right up to the edge here. I think you can get pretty big on the size that it'll allow you to make it with the base. I don't think it has to be 3 by 3. I think it can be up to like 16 by 16. We're gonna go 4 by 4. Play it safe because we don't have that much space either. I just need to find my climbing rope so that we can place it a few blocks down. That way we will save as much space as possible because these can get really tall if you want them to be. Let's go down a few blocks there and we will place... well, I was going to go a few blocks down, but I might leave it just so that the floor is inset 1 block. I don't really want to, like, have it stick too far down into the second floor. I want there to be a lot of space down here because we're about to start using it. I think next episode we're going to be building automation stuff. We're going to need a lot of space. So I'll only go 1 block down for now. We can always break the floor out and expand downwards, but it's way more difficult to make it go back up again. We'd have to rip it all down instead of just getting rid of the few blocks that make up the floor. And I don't really care about this rope, and I don't feel like waiting for it, so I'm just going to break it like that. Finish off this floor here. I think that these corners are fine. I think you don't have to fill in the corners. We may eventually when I've got a bit more of this stuff, but I want to have a big smeltery. And I think that all we will need to make the smeltery work is technically just a smeltery controller. I could break any one of these blocks on the outside edge and place one, but then it's going to be hidden, so I'll just place it. Oh, it might not be hidden, because the display, or like the little fire icon is there. That could be nice, having it set down in the floor. Let's see. So I'm just going to break that, and I'll put it right here. Let's see if that works. I hope it does, because that would look good. Just like that. And it didn't activate the smeltery. Oh, I think you need a tank too, maybe. So let's take that block and put a tank there. Oh, well, it had the same effect, but I really just meant to right click on it, not place on it. So there's a smeltery. It's pretty minimal, very limited amount of block storage. But as you'll see, as I build this up, I can fill in a lot more blocks into that smeltery once we've gotten these walls just a little bit higher. So let's place these, and we'll click on the smeltery one more time, and then I'll come back when I've gotten all the blocks placed. You see it's bigger now, and it'll be huge as soon as I get the remainder of this half stack placed. So as you can see, the new smeltery has a ton of room. There are so many spots. It can fit over a stack of cobble in it. Like if I can even dump all these seared bricks in, you can see that was a whole stack, and there is still room left. But that's not going to be big enough. We will make this bigger, and we've got the grout to do it, and we can always make more seared bricks with the option of using cobblestone in the smeltery now that we actually have one. All we need to do to make the smeltery start working is drop a couple buckets of lava in it, grab some ore like this, let's see, gold right here, and it'll actually double all of this for us. So when you put it in, it'll smelt all that gold at the same time. See, all 23 are smelting, and they will double. So we'll actually get 46 ingots worth of gold in here, which isn't even close to 10% of the capacity of the smeltery. It's going to be great. It's going to be really useful early game until we've got machines and electricity. We can power it just off of these crucibles that we fill up with cobble, and it's going to be indisposable for the rest of the Stone Age at least, and probably well into the ages after it, like the farming age and the magical farming age or mystical farming. It's going to get a lot of use and be very helpful, so I'm glad we spent the time to build it. That being said, it is the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, throw a like. If you'd like to see the rest of the series, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you'll get notifications anytime I post an episode. Come back tomorrow for automation and new Tinker's Construct tools. We're going to have a lot of fun in tomorrow's episode. It is going to be a whole new game now that we've built this smeltery.